We are Mix 104.1. We are on Understand Fiesta 99.1. We're also on mixtv.tv. We're coming back on the air because we have an interview that Yvette Bond, who is our morning host on Fiesta 99.1, recorded with an eyewitness that I think is very important to play. And then I understand we're going to be joined by a law enforcement. I tell you, we're actually standing by for Chief Mark Gibson. So we believe that Chief Gibson is going to be calling us again. Let me just repeat what's been happening here about a little over an hour now, almost an hour and a half, where, again, Cleveland police were involved in a standoff on 25th Street between Santec Environmental, that, of course, that one of the tallest buildings in Cleveland there, and the Church of God headquarters, as it was a traffic stop, where a motorist refused to get out of the vehicle, began threatening officers that they were going to shoot officers, and then a negotiation and a standoff continued for the better part of an hour. So we have an eyewitness. Yvette Bond with Fiesta 99.1 spoke with an eyewitness. This is audio. Spoke with an eyewitness there on the scene. We're on Mix 104.1. We're on mixtv.tv. And Gideon, I'm going to sync up with you on TV in 3, 2, 1.
So we are right here in the parking lot of the Church of Gods of Prophecies, and there's a witness who states that the subject is a female that was chased from 25th Street down to the middle of the building of Church of God with the Santec. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and after that, they got her there, and she sat there for an hour in the middle of the highway, in the middle of the road, and then after that, they tear gassed her. After they tear gassed her, she tried to leave, and they hit her. When they hit her, she went down in front of the brick house right here. Then she went and behind the brick house. They called her. When they called her, I heard popping. And then after that, the ambulance came, and she's in the ambulance now.
Thank you so much for that report for our community.
You're welcome.
So, Steve, you can't get no better.
All right. That is an eyewitness interview recorded moments ago by our Yvette Bond from Fiesta 99.1. And as you heard the gentleman say that he witnessed, first of all, again, this is an eyewitness saying it was a female driver, that in fact there was tear gas used. And we also have video that we've posted from someone sent us this video of the end of the standoff where it's obvious tear gas was used. And we are expecting to be joined by the Chief of Police, Mark Gibson, at any moment. He is going to be joining us. If you guys will make sure that's him, and then if that is, send him in. We're going to hopefully get some more answers here as, send him in. All right, we are now joined by Cleveland Police Chief Mark Gibson. Chief, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Steve. How are you, sir?
I'm good, buddy. Hey, just as much as you can, tell us what happened here today.
Well, it started off as we have reports of a vehicle driving. Hey, hold on just a second. I think I connected with my Bluetooth. Hold on.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, are you back?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, I lost you there for a minute. We received information on Parker Street about a vehicle driving erratically. A local constable had contact with the vehicle, and it was running stop signs and going through red lights at a slow speed. Our officers, one of our detectives, had contact with the vehicle around Elcoy Street and 25th Street. He had advised her to pull over, trying to pull her over, the individual in the vehicle started making threats of that it was a female in the vehicle, that she had a firearm and that she would shoot the officer. When other units got in the area, they were able to do a tactical maneuver to stop the vehicle in the roadway. Our team set up and we began to start negotiating with her. During this process, she continued to threaten to shoot officers with a firearm. The vehicle's windows were rolled up to the point where you couldn't see inside of them, and they were tinted. And so our officers began to negotiate. They deployed a drone in their tactical teams to try to convince her to come out of the vehicle. At a certain point, there was just due to the crowded area. There's a lot of people, businesses, homes, and in the area. A decision was made that we needed to try to end the situation. So we introduced a chemical agent into the vehicle in order to extract her from the vehicle. Also, spike strips were laid out in case she did try to go mobile. At some point during this situation, the vehicle did go in motion. The spike strips did their job, and the vehicle was disabled, and I drove through 1 yard and stopped in the front of another yard. Our officers were able to quickly descend on the vehicle and take her into custody. There was a replica submachine gun type weapon recovered from the vehicle. It was later determined not to be real, but is very realistic looking. The female in the vehicle was transported to the hospital, and charges are forthcoming. Once we get everything sorted out. The investigation is still underway and really active. We don't know right now if there's any other firearms that were in the car. We have a concern that there may be other firearms in the car, but we don't have that information to release it right now.
We're joined by Cleveland Police Chief Mark Gibson, who's given us a tremendous recounting of what has happened and played out over the last. When did all this start, Chief? Was this about 11, maybe about 11 o'clock, something like that?
It all started around 10:47, or just shortly before 11 a.m.
So the officer tries to pull her over. Any idea why it escalated to this point? Was anything? I mean, what happened here? Why she refused to get out? Why she starts making these threats?
I don't know. We that's all information that we'll try to figure out during the process of the investigation. But just from the driving and before the incident started, there's always a concern of a mental health issue or a intoxication issue or something that's happened before the individual had contact with police. So that's all stuff that we'll look into and try to figure out. And then the charges, we'll try to get as much detail and facts together when determining charges and how to handle the case from here out. And all of our personnel did a great job. None of them were hurt. We did have some exposed to the OC gas, and then we had some minor damage to a couple of vehicles. But other than that, everybody's safe. And that was our big concern. This area of town, especially this time of day, there were just so many people coming out of their homes and out of businesses. There was no way that we could secure that area enough to make sure that everybody was safe, especially if the car went mobile. So we had to make a quick decision on extracting her from the vehicle one way or the other, and we didn't have much time to do it. So usually in these situations we let time be on our side, but we felt like the time was going to be critical because of the amount of citizens that were around the area that we would have a hard time controlling their access to the area. And but all in all, this is one of those situations we train for, and we tried to make the best decisions with the amount of resources and the information that we have. And our officers did a good job. And one of the things, Bradley County Sheriff's Department, they had resources out here as well, and Bradley County EMS, all of them came out and worked together. And it ended the best way that we could have hoped for under the circumstances.
Certainly so, and we're just grateful to our Cleveland Police Department, Bradley County Sheriff's Office, and grateful to you, Chief. And I'm going to let you go. I know you got a lot going on, so just any more information, let us know, and I appreciate you joining us very much.
Yes, sir. No problem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, so there you heard it, broken down right there as to what happened. Again, that was Cleveland Police Chief Mark Gibson. It was a little over 2 hours ago that this entire situation started, and the police chief saying it was a female driver. They cannot ascertain at this moment if what led to her actions, what led to her erratic driving. She was driving erratically. That is why she was pulled over. And then the threatening of law enforcement. Let me go to this. If you're just joining us, the chief of police here in Cleveland, Mark Gibson, said that there was it was not a real machine gun, but it looked like it. It very much looked like it, and the woman had tinted windows, and as Police Chief Gibson said, you could not see inside, but they are still investigating whether there were firearms in the vehicle. But the officers recovered as the chief said, a machine gun, looked like a machine gun, but not really a machine gun. The woman, and then as you heard the chief say, they used a gas, a tear gas, one would call it, a chemical agent, he called it. And in order to distract the woman, they went ahead and did that just over an hour into the situation because, as the chief said numerous times in our interview just now, that it is because of the amount of people who are there in that area, 25th Street, such a major center of Cleveland. And so they wanted to go ahead and try to end the situation. They did that. The woman then drove over spike strips, which had been laid out, and she was put under arrest and taken, by the way, directly to Bradley Medical Center. That, of course, is the local hospital, which is right there nearby, as you know. And so the situation is over, and the chief said it there in the end, that it ended about the best way that you could imagine. No one hurt, no one, obviously, no fatalities or casualties. Everyone, it ended that way. So that is a good ending. However, there's obviously more questions out there that will be answered through the investigation. When news breaks out, we break in. This is Mix 1041, MixTV.tv. And now we are going to go, I tell you, we're going to go to Fox News. We have a terrible story out of suburban Atlanta right now. We have 2 dead and 4 injured at a Georgia school. This is a school outside of Atlanta. Understand, and we're going to go now to Fox News and go to their coverage. We'll do that here in about 30 seconds. Stand by. This is Mix 1041, MixTV.tv.
Broadcasting from the Kia of Cleveland studios. This is your home for the best mix, the best variety, and all the important information you need. Download the Mix 1041 app at mymix1041.com.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making sure the top of your house is the best it can be. BestBuyMetalRoofing.com.
The best mix, the best variety. WCLE, Calhoun, Cleveland, Athens.
Fox News is next, presented by Capital Tire Service in downtown Cleveland.
This is is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. There's word of a school lockdown after a shooting. The sheriff's office in Barrow County, Georgia, says multiple injuries were reported. A suspect in custody after a shooting at a high school in Winder, Georgia.
This is a high school, 9 through 12, about 40 miles outside of Atlanta to the east. About 1,900 students involved. And as this shooting went on, most of those students were moved to the football field area.
That's Fox's Steve Harrigan. Again, there's been a school shooting in Georgia, that area now in lockdown. Latest word from the economy is that there were fewer help wanted signs up. Former President Trump has a town hall style interview in Pennsylvania airing on Fox tonight. This is a Fox News Alert.